Hi, my name is Matt Shatskin, and this is a proposed framework in which to view the expeditionary operational environment. This is developed by myself and two resident Army War College students, Colonel Bobby Bryant and Colonel Fred Maddox, and we came up with this as part of an integrated research project in support of the Army G4, who asked us to take a look at the challenges of implementing past lessons learned on supporting expeditionary maneuver from an Army perspective. And out of that, we saw some confusion in terms between expeditionary and contingency, as well as just the sustainment challenges of supporting in this, not laid against some physical challenges of space, time, emergency, and other aspects of expeditionary operations. So we wanted to put this together for a means of evaluating future efforts, capability development, and other types of efforts towards this challenge. So here we have the proposed framework. It's laid out against space and time. So with time being here at the bottom of the screen, and expeditionary operations are really defined by two main pieces. Urgency, which is just the crisis aspect of the situation, juxtaposed with our ability to meet the requirements of the situation. And in this context, delivery is not confined to CONUS to OCONUS, from United States to international. It's also the ability for us to meet these through a joint commercial international perspective. And these two are at odds with each other. Here's the expanded definition of delivery. And so these two inherent characteristics of expeditionary operations result in some undesired dynamics. One, the situation is complete. We don't have a complete architecture. We don't have a complete doctrinal relationship of units and how we'd like them to appear and just be in the environment. And that results in some suboptimal dynamics. We have units supporting each other, which normally don't. We have incomplete architecture. Now, over time, we know that the urgency of the situation, while still being urgent, will die down, and our means to meet requirements in terms of this generic definition of delivery will go up. But what we want to do is decrease the time that these two are in the relationship that they initially begin. So we want to minimize the duration of the environment by reversing these two elements earlier. And one could propose that this is a potential decisive point of the operation at which these two do reverse, and that this period out here, while still urgent and still delivery is challenged, is a different environment than this one here in the gray. But the gray is defined by those two things. So this is one thing we want to do, is minimize the duration that these two are at odds of each other. And we also want to mitigate the dependencies of the environment, these vulnerabilities here. So that means that the forces and the elements that are in this environment, while these two are still at odds to each other, we want to enable them the ability to be more independent and interdependent. And so the value of having this framework, and of course overall we want to minimize and mitigate all of these elements to achieve a competitive advantage as quickly as possible. Now, the value of this framework is not just to have some words and a fancy slide to look at, but it's have a means to view the problem so that we can make sure that we are working towards the same thing and that we can evaluate different capabilities and approaches that are proposed in order to deal with this environment. So you should see this in, we've proposed this in the format of an article for Army Sustainment Magazine. With luck, you'll see this article this summer and be able to read more about it. But in the meantime, here's the proposal for you to soak up and think about and comment. Thank you.